第6单元，体育运动，
sports,
课文口译，英汉口译，口译课文。
It's a huge pleasure to be here today celebrating the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace. When I see the words development, peace, and sport together, I think of how sport is life's great educator, what impact sport can have on society, and why it is vitally important that the practice of sport for all is ingrained into every school curriculum around the world. For me, sport is the antithesis of war. It improves self-discipline, respect, and tolerance, and leads to a greater understanding of why in life you must play by the rules. Where else can you pit two fierce rivals head-to-head in peaceful conflict other than in sport? Through human interaction in sport, you subconsciously realize that you can be good at something, raising your self-esteem. You quickly understand that it is easier to achieve a common objective through teamwork rather than by working as a group of individuals. Apart from the obvious health benefits, sport helps the individual to help themselves and enables them to achieve personal freedom. It awakens their hearts, minds, and souls so that they can discover, with a passion, their own talent. When people realize their dreams and use the energy within their own bodies and minds to develop themselves and their nations for the good of all, then this planet will become a better and more peaceful place. Looking at the advantages sport can bring, it makes sense to get young people active and involved as early as possible. The best way to achieve this is through school. In my view, very few academic subjects can teach such a wide range of skills as sport. Positive experiences can also educate and change perceptions of those who watch sport. The vision of the International Paralympic Committee is to enable para-athletes to achieve sporting excellence and inspire and excite the world. Sporting excellence is not just about medaling at the Paralympic Games. Each para-athlete has their own target of what defines sporting excellence and how their involvement in sport can transform their own life and drive equality and social inclusion in other people's lives too. Charles Akwanga is a 26-year-old Ugandan. He lost both his legs stepping on a landmine 18 years ago whilst walking to school, an incident that left his life and dreams in tatters. That is until 2 years ago when he took up wheelchair basketball, thanks to an initiative from the Agitos Foundation, the IPC's development arm. Charles says sport changed his outlook on life. Another wheelchair basketball player, Donna Ritchie, captained the Australian women's team in Sydney in 2000. She epitomized the transformational power of Paralympic athletic performance when she said, "Paralympians don't have time to worry about what doesn't work. They just maximize what does." Her words can be used for everyone throughout the world. Realize and maximize your potential through practicing sport. Chinese Paralympic gold medalist Tao Jung has no arms but can still swim 50-meter freestyle using just his legs in under 30 seconds. Jung, like many other Paralympians, is a vivid example of how world-class performance at the Paralympic Games can transform society's view on a subject. Following the Beijing 2008 Games, a leading Chinese government official said, "Thanks to the Paralympics, the image of people with a disability in China is no longer one of a garbage collector or of a beggar, but of a football player, a long jumper, or a shooter. Some people say do not overestimate the positive effect that sport can have on society. I say just the opposite. Do not underestimate it. According to London research, roughly 20 million people felt the Paralympics delivered a breakthrough in the way people with impairment are viewed in Great Britain. In my opinion, no other sporting event in the world can deliver such seismic shifts in attitudes or drive social inclusion, as well as the Paralympic Games. Thanks to our tremendous partnership with the IOC, which involves staging the Paralympics immediately after the Olympic Games in the same city, the Paralympic movement has developed a track record for building a bridge which links sport with social awareness.
汉英口译，口译课文。2800多年前，古奥林匹克运动会诞生在神圣的奥林匹亚。如今，奥林匹克运动早已誉满全球，而超越自我、追求和平和公平公正的奥运理念，也远远超出体育竞技的范畴，成为人类文明的重要内容。这是希腊奉献给世界的宝贵精神和文化遗产。当今世界，我们既面临着前所未有的发展机遇，也面临隔阂、冲突、战争、贫困等挑战。地平线文化基金会携手国际奥林匹克学院，在古奥林匹克运动发祥地举办题为“文明对话和奥林匹克理念”国际研讨会，具有强烈的时代精神和现实意义。我对此深表赞赏和敬意。当古奥林匹克运动在希腊土地上扎根繁衍的时候，中国也诞生了老子、孔子等一大批思想家。古代中华文明与古希腊文明交相辉映，共同孕育了古代丝绸之路，为东西方思想、艺术交流以及商品贸易和科技进步做出了杰出贡献。中西建交43年来，两国政府和人民始终相互尊重、平等相待，在困难时刻守望相助，共同促进不同文明间的对话和互学互鉴。文化交流一直是两国关系的重要内容，特别是近年来，中西文化交流在广度和深度上都达到了更高水平。双方先后举办了海洋合作论坛、旅游合作研讨会和文化产业合作研讨会。中国的媒体团、交响乐团、帆船队纷纷沿着陆上丝绸之路和海上丝绸之路来到希腊，展开了丰富多彩的活动。中国文化中心正在积极筹备之中，两国有关部门还在商讨开展水下考古合作，让古代海上丝绸之路重放光芒。可以说，中西关系是新时代不同文明对话和交流的生动写照，是对奥林匹克理念的弘扬光大，在中欧关系中发挥了积极的引领作用。希腊处于陆上和海上丝绸之路的交汇处，是中欧经贸往来和文化交流的天然门户。2022年，中国的北京市和张家口市将共同主办冬季奥林匹克运动会，届时取自奥林匹亚的圣火将再次在中国点燃，吸引世界各国运动员和观众的目光，令全球仰慕。一带一路构想和2022年冬奥会给予中国和希腊实现共同振兴的历史性机遇，赋予奥林匹克理念新的内涵和活力。口译实践，英汉口译。
Values remain as important to sport today as they have always been. With today's win-at-all-costs culture continuing to threaten sport, the public and vast majority of athletes value the importance of fair play as they always have. Despite this win-at-all-costs culture encouraging athletes to take shortcuts, enticing them with more money, and with the entourage persuading the athlete to break the rules, so that support person can also benefit from the athlete's success, there is a huge amount of temptation for athletes to cut corners. The public continue, however, to be disgusted by cheating. One might even say that in light of recent doping scandals, there are signs of doping fatigue amongst the public. Well, it is our responsibility in the anti-doping community to retain public and athlete confidence through a robust anti-doping system led by strong values. Values such as fair play, a respect for your opponent and the officials, healthy regard for the rules of sport, honesty over dishonesty, ethical behavior from athletes, doing what is right. Ethics in sport help us distinguish what is right from what is wrong. As defined by the Australian Sports Commission, integrity is the integration of outward actions and inner values. A person with integrity does what they say they will do in accordance to their values, beliefs, and principles. A person of integrity can be trusted because he or she never veers from inner values. A key to integrity, therefore, is consistency of actions that are viewed as honest and truthful to inner values. A sport that displays integrity can often be recognized as honest and genuine in its dealings, championing good sportsmanship, providing safe, fair, and inclusive environments for all involved. It will be also expected to play by the rules that are defined by its code. A sport that generally displays integrity has a level of community confidence, trust, and support behind them. The impact of this on their business cannot be underestimated. Integrity in sport can lead to increased participation, loyalty of members and the attraction of new members financially viable, through membership and attraction of sponsors, attraction of players who want to be associated with a healthy, successful brand. Activities and behaviors that define sport as lacking integrity include creating an unfair advantage or the manipulation of results through performance-enhancing drugs, match fixing, or tanking. Antisocial behaviors demonstrated by parents, spectators, coaches, and players are also a significant integrity issue for sport. Such behaviors may include bullying, harassment, discrimination, and child abuse. The integrity of a sport will be judged by its participants, spectators, sponsors, the general public, and more often than not, the media. The survival of a sport therefore relies on ensuring that the sport is the same on the outside as it is on the inside, and remains true to its values, principles, and rules. As a young athlete in New Zealand, I was brought up on the value of fair play. As captain of my schoolboy rugby team at the age of 10, I remember having to give the post-match speech. I remember taking advice from my grandmother, herself, someone who held values in high esteem, and she told me how it should be done and reminded me what was important. First, thank the opponents for a good game, she said. Second, always thank the referee on doing a good job. And third, always thank the hosts for their hospitality, which in those days meant sausage rolls and fizzy drinks. And today, as Director General of World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, values remain of huge importance to me in my job. But it does not matter if you are Director General of WADA or if you're an athlete, sports fan, or lawyer. Values remain vital if clean, honest sport is to continue to prosper. Our job in the anti-doping community is to ensure that these values are maintained, and the integrity of sport is protected, that fair play lives on, and that play true is our mantra.
汉英口译。进入全球化时代，体育在中国外交中发挥的作用越来越大。2008年北京奥运会开幕式就吸引了80多国政要来华参加，204个国家和地区奥委会派团参加赛事。奥运会作为最重要的国际体育赛事，是天然的外交舞台。北京奥运会期间，中国领导人与前来观看奥运赛事的多国政要通过正式和非正式渠道展开多方位的接触，增进相互了解，加强沟通，在轻松的氛围中展开高层次对话。同时，通过奥运会，更多的外国民众看到了中国的发展面貌和好客热情，从文化、体育角度反驳西方社会中国威胁论的说法，在全世界面前进行了一次有效的国家公关，增强了中国软实力。体育外交缘何会有如此之大的魔力？纵观体育外交的历史，我们或许能找到答案。从希腊城邦时代开始，体育伴随着早期国家的兴起，就成为国与国之间交往的重要方面。竞技体育传递的更高、更快、更强的精神积极向上，是全球民众关注的焦点，也是国家形象的重要组成部分。通过直接的体育活动，国家之间改善相互印象，打破外交坚冰的例子不仅存在于中国，在国际外交史上同样能找到许多案例。例如1999年，在隔绝相互交往数十年后，美国总统比尔·克林顿宣布支持一支美国棒球队到古巴参加一场友谊赛。古巴领导人卡斯特罗随即积极回应，古巴球队技惊美国观众，这在很大程度上改变了美国人在长期冷战宣传中形成的对古巴的刻板印象，缓解了双方政府与社会之间的关系。从中国及国际社会的体育外交经验来看，体育作为文化行为，涵盖多样内容，可拉近国家距离，使国家行为以政治色彩并不明显的形式展现在全世界民众眼前。如今，在新时期中，体育外交也正不断地发生变化。以中国为例，北京奥运会结束后，中国逐步从体育大国向体育强国转变，体育事业向体育产业的方向发展，外交重点也从传统国家之间的交往过渡到民众之间的交流。在新形势下，如何重新界定体育在外交中发挥的作用，更好地推动体育外交成为公共外交的重要元素，值得思考。